What's up, everybody? My name is Roberto,
My name is Juan.
and welcome to our podcast called The Setup Guys. This podcast is pretty much just going to be about us and our shenanigans that goes on in our daily life. We'll talk about pretty much some funny topics, some true stories. This man has a lot of it, a lot of them, a lot of true stories. But we're missing one guy. He's not here today. His name's Ruben. I don't know if he's going to join us or not, but for now, this is Juanito. This is me, and welcome to episode 1. So, episode 1. Should we introduce ourselves? Let the people know who we are.
Yeah.
You can go first.
Well, I'm Juan, and I don't know. I feel like you guys will get to know more about me as this podcast goes along. Then you're gonna be like, okay, he doesn't really need an introduction because I can kind of see based on what he says, how he is.
He's a crazy little vato.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse him, because he just got done from being sick, or he's still kind of sick. You still kind of sick, kind of good.
I'm like on a 70% right now. I was pretty much dead yesterday. Like I don't know what happened, because so Wednesday night I started having bad coughs, and then I woke up yesterday morning and I was dying. Like I couldn't get out of bed, and then I just spent the whole day napping. And then I woke up today and I was like, all right, I can get up today.
You think you got it from your kid, or do you think we passed it to you? Because I was sick. Well, the Roopster was sick first. That's our other co-host. Well, we don't know yet, but he was the one that got sick first, and then from there it went to me, and now unfortunately it's gone to him. But it's the flu though. It's not no COVID.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just the flu because my kid had the flu, and then they told me, like, well, since he has it, you might get it after. But I already had the cough. Remember when I had a cough?
Yeah.
Like weeks ago. So I was like, nah, like I already had the cough. And I guess I still got the flu even though that I had a cough like weeks ago. But I don't know, as long as just I don't feel like yesterday, I'm all good.
Yeah. Okay. And then pretty much a little bit about how we got our name. I didn't even introduce myself. Well, my name's Roberto, or you guys can call me Berto. Whatever you want to call him. He calls me Berto. The guys at work call me Berto. So if you want to call me Berto, Roberto, it doesn't matter. But we're just pretty much doing this for fun. We're gonna see where it takes us. You know, if it leads up to something big, then cool. If not, we'll still do it for fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Why not knock it out? But pretty much, we got our name. Well, first I wanted to name the podcast Two Beans in a Pot, but unfortunately, someone already had it or similar to it, so I couldn't really use it. So that's why. I went up with the setup guys, and we got it because our AV guys, shout out to Michael, I asked him, I was like, hey, bro, we're doing a podcast. What do you think we should name ourselves? And he was like, why not the setup guys? So I said, you know what? Setup guys sounds too nice.
And just to give everybody out there, because you can explain this to people like a bunch of times, and they still don't understand what we do. So we work at a hotel, and we do setup. That's how we got our name. So basically, we set up for events. Like we put down the chairs, the tables,
everything.
Like
the whole 9 yards.
We make sure like the event is set. So like so it can get started. Like like right as people need it. Like we're already like setting the whole like the whole. I can't. I don't know what word I was trying to use, but yeah,
to put it all together. We're the backbone.
The backbone. Put it all together.
We're the backbone of the whole industry. We would tell you guys what we work for, but fortunately we can't discreet that information because we still currently work for the company. But we'll hear some crazy stories about our past companies, if you might add. But, I mean, to start off the topic of the day, we were discussing this like a little bit before we were getting here, kind of like around, I don't know, a couple of days ago last week. But the first topic of today is probably going to be, I don't know. I wanted to talk about pretty much. Okay, let me give you guys some context on what I wanted to talk about. Because what I wanted to talk about is pretty much how come girls tend to start liking you when you're with somebody, but when you're single, they don't hit you up. Like it's kind of messed up in a way. You know what I mean? Because what I've noticed recently is now that I'm with my girlfriend right now at the moment, and it's amazing. It's awesome. All of a sudden, girls want to be more nice. Girls want to start, like, like say you go to a store and they give you like the little googly eyes and stuff. But my question is to you, Juan. Have you experienced this as well?
Yeah. This is shit. This is a long time ago. I was with the next girlfriend, and man, this actually happened twice in a day. Okay, yeah. So we were in a store, and then so my ex is like picking up stuff and showing me things, and then I look over to my side, and then me and another girl just kind of like locked eyes. So we both got shy and we were both like hello, like hi. And then throughout the store we kept bumping into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So but she could see that I was with someone.
Mm-hmm.
But every time we bumped into each other, like she would smirk or she would like give me like, with the eyebrow, she'd be like, "Hey, like what's going on?" And then I'd be like, "Bro, like how many times I come to these stores when I was single,
Mm-hmm.
and girls wouldn't even like look at me or they don't even acknowledge you, but like you see that I'm with someone, and now you're like, hey, what's going
up?
on?
What they do?
Like, I can't do anything about it right now.
I think what it is maybe I could be wrong, but maybe it's because when you're with somebody, I think you tend to glow a little bit more different. Like they see you happy, they see you achieving stuff, and I think that attracts like not. I'm not gonna say all women, but it attracts most women when they see a guy that's doing really well with their significant other, and they're probably like, oh, fuck that bitch.
Or they kind of see you like what is it called? I keep forgetting words today. But yeah, like you say, like glowing, and they see you more like more. Is it like full of yourself? Like more positive, more
Like a buen ambiente, like I don't know, like
like your
something like
vibe,
that.
like your
Yeah.
vibe, like I don't know, like you're radiating a vibe. You're
Mm.
like, oh, this
Energy.
energy and confidence.
Energy. That's another thing too.
Because sorry to cut you off before I forget this one. So this is a year ago. I go out with the girl to get some drinks,
Mm.
and then she leaves to the bathroom, and then some other chick comes to our table, and she's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you, and I know you're with someone and everything, but I just gotta tell you, like, your confidence, like the way you exude confidence, the way you sit, the way you talk, like, it's so sexy. Like, I know you with someone, but I just had to tell you, like, it's so hot. It's like I don't know. She's like, it's crazy, like the way you're so confident with yourself. And then I was just like, I was just sitting here sipping on a beer, but
Thank you.
thank you. You definitely made my night instead of the. I mean, no offense to the girl I was with. She's just a friend. She's just a friend. But I like how this other girl waited.
Mhm.
Like I'm just gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna leave. And I'm like, well, I mean, I was with the friend, so I couldn't be like, hey, well, let me get your number or anything. But like, I can come by myself, and nobody's gonna talk to me. Like, what's going on?
Was she good looking? Like like were you like, hey, now that you said that, let me
I mean, I don't discriminate, but she wasn't bad looking. She was just really my type.
mm.
Like I could see her as a friend.
But I'm not gonna lie though, it doesn't matter who it could be. It could be like a guy, it could be a girl. But one thing I have noticed too is when someone compliments me, it sticks with me. Cause like men don't usually get complimented a lot. So when like someone comes up to me and they're like, hey, like, excuse me, they're like, you're like what happened? I don't know if I can give an example. But like say like a woman comes up to you and she just tells you, hey, you look really good today. Like that to me, that sticks with me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me.
And you don't have to be like the okay, just to give context again. There's a guy that used to work with us, and his name was also well, we won't give him
we
names.
won't give names, but
But yeah, so he's gonna know by the handsome because I started calling him the handsome man
mm-hmm.
because this man, uh,
He was handsome.
a girl couldn't like look at this guy because he would be like, hey, she wants me.
No, like literally. And then when you would tell him, go make a move towards the girl, nah.
He would never do. But see, that's what brought me to like the handsome man because they couldn't look at him because he was like, hey, she wants me. Now imagine if they give him compliments.
It's over.
The man's gonna be like, hey,
She wants me.
she's obsessed with me at this point. She's giving me compliments. Come on, that's being obsessed.
It is being obsessed, honestly. But then sometimes we can also confuse it too, though, because there's times where they're just doing their job. because there's a difference between flirting and just someone just giving good customer service, being a good person.
Yeah, or just being just being genuine. Whereas they like your shirt, your hat, or they just like or like we say your vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've been hearing that about vibes more lately.
Vibes and energy. That's what I was gonna bring up next. Have you guys noticed that you can sense energy sometimes?
Yeah,
like
I always thought it was like
a myth or like
or something that people were just like the vibes and all these things that you can sense.
Mm.
And I was like, nah, I think those are just lies. They're just things in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But as I started growing up, I realized that it's kind of true though. Like now it's really about vibes, and like, especially now younger kids now, like they're really about vibes. Like they're always like, oh no, I don't fuck with this vibe, or that vibe over there is not where it's at and stuff like that.
Have you had an instance of that before, where you were able to sense it?
Yeah, I've had it with people like now, more than before. Like I've been with a few people where, even at work, where I'm like, nah, your vibe is off, or your vibe is like evil, or like you're not being truthful.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I used to think it was it's just a bunch of shit, and then I don't know when it switched, and now I'm like, okay, so I guess it is true.
It is. Like recently, I was at work yesterday, and you know the security guy, the one that's there right now.
Yeah.
The one that looks like the supervisor.
Oh yeah.
He's a really cool guy. Like I literally just met him yesterday, but this guy was starting to talk to me like if I knew him for years. Like I saw him, he was like, ¿Qué ole? Like, ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo estás? And I was like, oh, like I'm good, I'm chilling, bro. And then he's like, I'm like, how about you? He's like, no, aquí echándole ganas supuestamente. And then we started laughing and stuff. And like, I don't know, I guess you can sense it within people, because he obviously, like, right off the bat, I was like, this dude's cool. This dude's funny. When I met this guy, same thing. I met him when I first met him the first time when I started working at the place we work at. He just gave off like positive vibes, good vibes, and all that, and all the whole 9 yards. But then there's people where you just get a sense que like tienen mal vibra, or like
yeah,
like,
or they have bad intentions.
Like
and
like
and sometimes it's not even towards you. It's just like
you can just sense it.
It's just they just want like bad for everybody in general for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would you waste your time and your energy on just wishing bad or like provoking bad situations and shit? But yeah, and I'll just say about him, bro. I spent 3 hours talking to him the day I met him.
For real?
Like I like you said, I feel like I've been friends with him my whole life, because we started talking, and then like on SpongeBob, 3 hours later, I was like, bro, like we've been here for like 3 hours, and I could keep talking another 3 hours because it was just like
it was natural. Like, yeah. Did you say he wanted to ask for a Snapchat?
I saw him Wednesday. Was it? No.
It was. Right? It was off Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him Wednesday. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, "What's up, bro?" We started talking again, and I was like, "Man, I should ask for the snap or something, because he's a cool guy."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wouldn't mind hanging out with him and his friends. Like his friends sound pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it never hurts to have more friends.
Nah, it never does. It never does. But yeah, like I said, you can always sense the good in people. You can always sense the bad in people. It's crazy. I don't even remember what we originally were talking about.
Oh, that's what this show's gonna be about. We're just that's because the thing is that I don't know about anybody else's jobs, but at least like I tell my brother, our job is pretty, or at least where we work is pretty colorful.
We got a lot of characters.
Like
there.
it's like a show. Like we swear we want to have like a office type show where
it's just,
what is it, like a confessional?
Yeah, where like
we're like
we go through the motions, and then like someone goes into a little room and he's like, today I didn't feel like kind of like an interview type thing, but
yeah,
we just got a bunch of characters, and we just got 2 new additions. I won't mention their name, but we have I won't give you guys their exact name, but you could probably piece it together. But we got the Geomeister, cool guy, amazing guy. We got Isaac. We got the Cuban. We got the Uppity Man.
The Uppity Man.
We're not trying to name their names off the bat. And then our newest addition, of course, he's my primo, but I don't know if he wants me to give his name, so we'll just call him. don't know. We'll just call him my cousin for now.
Yeah.
No.
He hasn't earned a nickname yet.
No, not yet.
Cause see, there's a thing about this colorful ass job.
True.
Everybody has at least a nickname or two.
And Ruben, but the one that was supposed to be here with us, but I don't know. We just started calling him the Roopster for some odd reason. Like,
yeah, I don't know why. I think because of the Quickster from SpongeBob.
The Quickster.
And then I just started with the Roopster.
The Roopster. But he's a cool guy. Like literally, our whole crew is just full of like crazy characters, like you said.
Yeah, and that's where we get most of our stories from.
Or sayings.
Because just from working there, like every day, like something new is gonna, like a new situation is gonna happen, and then from there we get like all these other stories from like, oh, this happened to me, or this happened to a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So we got all these stories that they'll start a rabbit hole, because you'll be talking about something, and then from there you go to another thing.
It just keeps segueing.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how this show is gonna run.
Very much.
You're gonna hear a lot of things that you're gonna be like, wait, so how are you guys allowed to work there?
No, but like literally I don't even think we'll have like a certain like we'll try to stay on topic, but eventually it's just gonna pan out to something else completely different, honestly. But at least we're hoping to get some more interviews and whatnot, get some more people. Franco Escamilla.
Yeah.
If you're out there.
That wouldn't be too bad.
We speak Spanish too. No somos no sabos,
mm-hmm.
como dicen los niños de esta época.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. No sabo kids, come on.
Isaac, you're one of them. You know who you are.
Like, if you want to listen to all these new age corridos and all this stuff, like, at least open a book and see how the words are written up. And there's a thing that sucks about the phones now. That a bunch of the fucking, because I know how to write and read Spanish perfectly, but the phone like completes the sentence for you. Them. So sometimes I'm like, man, like how do I spell this word again? Because I'm so used to like starting it and it'll just finish it for me. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like now I'm being a no sabo kid when I forget like a word or two. Like I used to be on spelling bees. Like, how am I gonna forget these words now?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I can write it. I'm like at an intermediate level. And when I was a kid, like, you gotta understand, both of my parents Hispanic, I love them to death. My first language was Spanish right off the rip. So when I was coming up as a kid, like, my Spanish was fluent. Like, apparently, when we went back to Mexico to visit, my mom told me that I'd just be there, like, in the fucking tienditas talking to las señoras. I don't know about what. Just conversating and whatnot. And it was kind of a culture shock when I started school, because, like I said, my parents are both from Mexico. We're Hispanic. So I just know nothing but Spanish. Now imagine a kid not knowing another language going to a school that speaks nothing but English. It's like I guess people looked at me like if I was a little slow in a sense, just because I didn't speak the language. And I think that's kind of messed up, because I don't know if the people watching this, I don't know if you guys ever put in, I think it's called ELS.
Yeah.
Algo así. They would put me in that and I would hate it because it made me feel like,
no, because it's slow as fuck. Like, it's really like, it's a really slow going process.
Mm-hmm.
But, so you started school here after Mexico?
I was born here. I went to Mexico when I was like about 2. But you got to understand, when you're born, your first language is your first language. So from like all the way up until I was like 4 or 5, I started Head Start. And that's when I got put into English. And thankfully, shout out to the maestras, they spoke Spanish. So they were able to help me kind of learn the language and whatnot. But one thing I do notice now, and I wish I would have noticed it earlier, is they would always tell me, don't speak Spanish. Spanish is wrong. And I'd just be like, okay. Man, if I would have known what I know today, I would have been like, that's messed up. That's really messed up. How are you going to tell me that I can't speak my own home language? You know what I mean?
That's weird.
Yeah. But honestly, though, what I have noticed, too, is now that I know both languages, I'm forgetting some. Like, there'll be words that I want to say in English, and I can't remember what they are, but I can say it in Spanish. Or there'll be a Spanish word that or an English word that I can't translate in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then I don't like being stuttering.
Yeah, 'cause that happened to me at was that in Mexico? That I was getting a burger and I wanted to say sin cebolla.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm una hamburguesa, no onions. And I was like, shit. Like,
Me van a cobrar doble,
and I was
güey.
like, bro, how do you say onions in Spanish? And I was just there thinking about it, like, come on, like I'm fucking looking at the onions, like, and then I was like, I don't know, like towards the end, I was like, oh, cebolla, sin cebolla.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, how do I not know how to say onion in Spanish? Like, what the fuck?
I guess knowing two languages is a little difficult, but not too difficult. You know what I mean?
But I feel like some of these no sabo kids should have those ESL classes nowadays.
For Spanish?
Or I don't know how it works now, but are they still giving out Spanish classes in high school and shit like that?
They do, but the thing is, okay, they're teaching the right Spanish, but they're teaching the Spain Spanish. That's technically the correct Spanish.
Oh yeah, our Spanish is the ghetto one.
Yeah, technically ours is the
Just
ghetto
like
one.
just like our English is the ghetto one.
Yeah, they compared to what the UK.
Yeah,
UK is the
yeah. That's
actual English
that's
language.
the actual English, and the Spain is the
Actual Spanish.
Actual Spanish.
Mm. But I think they still do it. They give Spanish classes, but like I said, it's Spain. Or when you download these apps that supposedly teach you Spanish to help you
Yeah.
practice it, it's Spain Spanish. I know because I had Duolingo for like about a couple days because I wanted to make my Spanish a little bit better, and it was pretty much all Spain Spanish. It was kind of odd in a way.
Yeah, 'cause I never had Spanish class because I already knew Spanish. But now I'm wondering what kind of what kind of Spanish they have, so they would not as an elective, but make most of these kids, learn better Spanish, so they're not a no sabo kid. If they don't get taught taught at home,
Mm-hmm.
at least at school, like get a little bit of Spanish the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
But the Spain one's gonna mess them up because like everybody else doesn't use that.
Like one thing I know for one word that always stood out to me was douche. Duche or douche, which means bañarte. Take a shower.
Ducha.
There you go. Ducha. But and then another thing too, like what I've noticed as well is it's like in any Hispanic family, the first one's always gonna know the majority of Spanish.
Oh yeah.
The second one's gonna know like más o
Mid.
menos. And like once you get towards the little one, ahí como no sé qué pasa. Like
Yeah,
como si ya no saben.
yeah, they stop. But that's, I don't know. I wouldn't blame that on the parents because I have a bunch of friends that are Chicanos, and that's
Nothing wrong against our Chicanos.
no, but that's what they say. They're like, bro, I would know way more Spanish if my parents like
Taught them.
yeah. He's like, or just my old, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
just my older brother got it, and then it didn't get passed down to me. Like once I was there, they were like, nah, you don't need it.
Nah, because you start noticing like the firstborn, they know both. They know Spanish and
Mhm.
English. But then once the second sibling comes out, the majority of the time, it's not all the time,
Yeah,
they speak to them in English. And then obviously if they have a third one on the way, well the last one is gonna get spoken nothing to but English. Because at that point in the life, I'd assume both parents, they've been here a while, they know a little bit of English words, and then
Yeah.
like they'll talk to like kids and
and then that's see this brings back to another story from work, but at the other place I used to work at, there was this guy, but he wasn't Mexican, he was from Guatemala,
Mhm.
and that's the thing though, that all these people would come up to him, speaking to him in Spanish, and he didn't know Spanish, so they would come over here like, hey, ¿dónde está? Like I don't know, like trying to like maybe white people trying to burn out their Spanish with him.
Mhm.
And then this guy would just look at him and be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They're like, oh, no habla español? And he's like, no, I don't speak Spanish.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a story kind of similar to it, but I kind of hate it when sometimes people assume I speak nothing but Spanish. It's annoying because I'm gonna take you to a story from the hotel too. There was this one time we were setting up something outside, and usually sometimes depending on the client, they'll order outside. They'll order like either outside EV or outside vendors or setup crews or whatnot, and they'll put in like lawn chairs, heaters, whatnot. Well, this guy, he always comes. I don't know why he assumed I don't speak English. He got there and he he was setting up, I think it was heaters. He was setting up heaters. And he sees me and he goes, what did he say? He said like, ¿Qué pasó? And I was like, this dude really thinks I speak nothing but Spanish.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mess around with him, so I was like, well, what'd you say? And he's like, oh, no hablas español? And I was like, no, I speak English. I don't speak Spanish, bro. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to think. And I'm like, no, like it's already too late. You dug yourself in the grave too much. And I pretty much just told him, I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, you shouldn't really be assuming that just because, my brown skin.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican. Like, yes, I'm Mexican. But I wanted to kind of teach him a lesson that, like, you shouldn't always assume
Yeah,
who people are.
you just unlocked the memory. When I was 15, I got to work part time for this. What is this company? I don't know. I was dishwashing at an events place, kind of like what we do already.
Kind of like El Chorro.
Yeah, kind of like that. So I was just dishwashing, and the chefs, the chefs would come up to me and be like, "Hey, amigo, esto muy caliente," and then I was like, "Very hot, got you." Like, "Hey, amigo." Like by the fifth time, I was like, "Bro, like you don't have to keep telling me like that. Like just tell me it's hot."
Mm-hmm.
And then they just looked at me like, "Oh, he knows.
He knows English.
He knows." I was like, I just let it go the first like 3 times, and then I was like, "Hey, yeah, I know they're hot. Just tell me they're hot. Like stop."
Like, there's no need to try this extra stuff with you.
I was getting all mad about it.
Mm-mm.
Like, don't let the brown skin fool you.
I'm educated.
I was close to knowing 3 languages. I just stopped. I just stopped going to French class because I was in French, but
did they teach you French kissing?
Well, the teacher should have. I'm gonna lie. Shit. I wish somebody from that went to that class with me would see this or hear this, because that's why most of us were in that class.
Because of the teacher?
There was 2 of them for some reason. How old? Shit. They gotta be like, no, they would have been around my age back then, maybe like early 30s. One of them, the other one like 26, something like that. But they were really pretty. So like most of the guys that were in that class,
horn dogs.
Yeah, they were just in there for that. So if they would have thought that, I would have been right there just spending every semester in that class.
You're like, Miss me, can you teach me how to French kiss?
I'm like, I'm gonna pass this class, but you're gonna be the one that puts in the work.
She wants a baguette.
And the baguette she's gonna get.
Oh my God. But another topic. Shit.
But yeah, that's what it's called. That's one of the things now that I see more at work, where there's miscommunication between the younger generation and the older guys that work with us.
Mm-hmm.
But and then this one gets me passionate talking about this. Okay, so there's some old guys that work with us, right?
They're cool. I mean,
they've been here their entire lives. Yeah, okay, they came in. Maybe they came to this country when they were like around 20 something, but they never put in the effort to really speak English or to understand it, or to climb up the ladder in life. They were just happy where they were all the time.
Just content being.
Yeah, they're just content. So now it's with the younger generation, they don't get them because they're like, hey, well, you're not speaking to me in Spanish or in a way that I'm used to, and you're like, bro, you should have gotten, to.
You've been here long enough to at least know like some basics.
Yeah, to at least the basics, and then we wouldn't have this miscommunication problem.
Because over there where we're at right now, Juan and I aren't really supervisors nor managers, but they lean the managers there lean heavily on us to get stuff done at night. And at first, the OGs didn't really care. Well, we call them the OGs, right? That's our nickname to them because they've been there for a while. They're OGs. They hate the fact that in a way we're in charge. Like I don't know why. Like I'm not picking on you. I'm not like doing nothing to you. I guess they just have a problem with like me going up to them and being like, hey, so this is what we got to do today. Me and him are going to go over here. You and him can go over here and blah, 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 blah. As soon as I say that, like you guys can go over here and do this. We're going to go do this. They go, why? Why can't we go do that? And you guys do this. And I'm just like, well, I don't really care. I mean, if you want to do it, go for it. Like, I don't really care. But it's like, it's not my fault that the managers saw him and I taking like, I guess, more initiative and more like, I don't know, a bigger role.
No, and it comes down to the language barrier too, because they're as bad as a no sabo kid, because the no sabo kid, like, well, he doesn't really know Spanish, but he doesn't really make the effort to learn it better, and these OGs never made the effort to speak English better, or like we said, at least just the basics, and by now they wouldn't have to like not take orders, but like well, kind of by younger guys or the stuff that gets them like pressed. But it's like, bro, come on, like I don't. There's always room for learning. It's what I'm saying. I guess that's the main point of today's episode. Like, if anything, like there's always room for learning.
Mm-hmm. There is, honestly, and like I'm gonna take it to like a TikTok that I seen the other day, where it was like I had no idea in my 20s I was gonna be beefing with some 60 plus year olds in my job, or 50-year-olds, however old they are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying. I like to keep it peaceful with people. I don't really like getting too much into like arguments or like, I like being the peaceful person.
Yeah.
I like being. That's just me. I don't know if you're the same, but that's me.
Yeah, I don't really like getting into like I don't really like going into work with in a negative mood, or like
Me too.
I don't carry stuff from outside of work into work. That's why like I'm never really what's it called, mad or sad. Like I'm just there chilling. That's where our best stories come from.
Just chilling.
Because there's nobody really there like making like making it hard for us to work or anything, or to chill. So I always go into there like, let's see what kind of adventure we bump into today.
Mm-hmm. Literally, you would think that we'd get tired of each other like at work, but every day's a new day. Every day's a new story, new adventure. Especially with the characters that we work with, they got stories for days, bro.
Because that's what I was telling my brother. Because my brother always comes home, and he knows most of these guys. So I'm always like, hey, like you never talk about the guys you work with. Like, are they are they like this fool over there or like this fool here? He's like, nah, there's only one guy that makes me laugh. But other than that, no. And like with us, like if we have the time, we go hang out. Like we go to
Zips, we go to Hooters.
Like, we go out to eat and stuff. Like we're planning on going bowling. I wouldn't do that. Main event would be nice.
That would be nice. And this was before I met my girlfriend. So my girl, if you're watching, just want you to know, before my girl, we would go to the strip club, chill. I drink a quarter of a beer. He drinks the rest of the beer. Yeah. I don't really drink beer, so. But we would always, I mean, we're some chill lovatos. In the words of our boy, I don't really want to give his name either.
Well, one of our boys from work.
One of our boys from work. He goes, "You guys are cool lovatos." Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
We have to go around and get some signatures so we can air these names out. But I guess with there shouldn't be any problems with the nicknames.
Mm-mm. I mean, you got the Geomeister, you got Isaac, the Roopster, the Uppity Man, Cuba.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like that's the fun part about working with colorful characters.
Mm-hmm. We got a story every day, literally every single day. Doesn't disappoint at all.
And then from there they just spawn on like they just spiral.
One of the fun things I have with Juan is I teach him the new lingo that's going on. But the funny thing is, I know eventually it's going to get to a point where I'm not even going to know the lingo anymore. Like, I remember when we first got back from COVID, like, because we used to work at Ooh, I'm going
to have to edit that out.
I'm going to have to edit that out. But when we were working at the hotel we were working at before COVID, no mames. I forgot what I was gonna say. What were we talking about? ¿Qué me preguntó?
¿Qué me preguntó? Sí, predicamos y todo, pero ¿qué me preguntó?
No.
About the lingo.
Yes, the lingo. So it was before COVID. COVID, I was working at the Marriott. That's when I met these guys. Then unfortunately, COVID hit. We went on the 2-year break. We came back, and I pretty much didn't see him for 2 years. So when I caught up with him, it was cool catching up and whatnot. And I was pretty much teaching him the new lingo, like no cap or what else. Pressed. He was so confused. He's like, "What does it even mean?" And I'm like, well, like when you're pressed, like, oh, like some guy came up to me and he made me like he was saying stuff that made me press, like pretty much made you mad. And then Isaac, which is his pretty much his babe. That's like he's his homie, but
he's my bitch.
He's pretty much his And he gets.
You can say no, you want to. You're my bitch.
And it's funny because I remember when Isaac joined us, because it was first him and then Isaac joined us. He would go up to him and be like, "Hey, no cap," and fucking Isaac would just be like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. You can't say that."
What was it? No. Oh, straight facts.
Straight facts.
No cap.
Shout out Malichi Towns. That's where we got that from.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that now I use that like nothing, and I'm like, man, like it really caught on because before that, like before we came back, I didn't know any of that, and now I use it like with people that know me since way before, like that are my age, and then I'll be like, no cap, and they know it too, but now I wonder if they're like, why is this guy talking like that now? Like, why is he talking like he's a new kid and shit?
Like, I'm not gonna lie,
like, it's addicting though.
It is, and like our boy the Geomeister, like he has his own lingo and his own way, and it kind of made me it makes me laugh too, because we would ask him like, hey, like what would we ask? Oh, like for example, did you go see your girl yesterday? He'll be like, yes. I don't know why he says it like that. He just goes yes, or he'll be like, me tired, me want to go home or something like that.
Me go home. I just gave him a new nickname.
Me?
El cacas.
That's true. He says that all the time. Everyone has different lingos.
No, but that shit really stuck on me though. Like once I knew how to use them and when to use them,
it was over.
Like now I use them a lot.
Like, did you guys know that he barely found out about this one video? I forgot that guy's name. I forgot the content creator's name. Forgive me, but it's the one where he went. How did it go again? Oh, like homegirl abusive.
Oh yeah,
homegirl domestic violence. Whatever that guy's name is. Shout out to him, bro. He's a cool guy,
bro. And I had seen it, but I mean I don't shit. It always takes me a long time to get with the newest
with the new crowd.
Yeah, no, like but with the newest like app like I had
TikTok.
I had MySpace to a fucking like MySpace was already dead. Like it had been dead for like a year or two at least. And then this one ex, she says like, hey, if you want to text me, get Facebook. And I was like, what's Facebook?
El Face.
And then Facebook was like brand new. Popping. So then I got Facebook, and then years after that, like, oh, you need to get Instagram, and then Snap. So I don't have a TikTok right now. So most of the TikToks I watch them on Facebook
or on Instagram Reels.
Yeah, the Reels. So that's why that one about the homegirl abusive. I saw it. I saw it, but it was like a minute, so it wasn't the how the whole thing. Like what is it like 2 minutes? I saw like 30 seconds. So that's why I didn't remember so homegirl abusive. Huh?
Speaking of Facebook, man, I'm gonna throw us all back. Y'all remember when you made your I don't know if it's called domain names. I don't know what it's called when you set up your email. Y'all know you guys had cringy emails. For God's sakes, man, what were we thinking?
Like your personal email?
Yeah, my personal email. Like I don't want to say what my personal email was, but like to give you an example, it would have been something random like McDonald's Burger 45 or like it'll be something so dumb
or like Skate Guy 66.
Yeah, like something so random. And I would use it for my Facebook. Like at the time when Facebook was out, I think I was like, how old was I? I think I was like 11.
Damn.
I was like 11 or 12 when Facebook came out. And literally like, bro, for God's sakes, my fucking profile picture was the Jumpman logo.
The Jumpman logo?
The Jordan logo. That's what it's called, the Jumpman logo. But then it would get so embarrassing, like going to a store and they're like, "Oh, do you have like a rewards with us, like an email with us?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's so and so," and they'll be like, "What?" And I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry." Like it was when I was a kid. I made it. I haven't updated it, but now thankfully, I have an updated email, which is more professional and gets rid of the problems.
Bro, I've been having the same email forever.
Y'all will not guess what email he has though. Like the, I guess, provider of email. I don't know.
Yeah, the at live, which I didn't know. I didn't know it was. I don't know. Nobody else has. I mean,
If y'all
nobody
know,
has that anymore.
if y'all still remember that, please comment because that's a throwback, man. Like that's a throwback to the LimeWire days.
And no, and what did I make that email? I made that shit when I was like 16, and I think it was because of that one ex that told me to get
A Facebook.
Facebook, because we would get on live messenger, not the messenger you get from Facebook now, another messenger where you could not even FaceTime. This shit
I think I remember what was that called. I think I know what you're talking about.
Not Sky.
It
wasn't Skype either. It was something before Skype, before FaceTime.
I can picture it in my head.
Bro, what was this? I don't know what it's called, but like you just had a little camera like on top of your computer, and it had it had no sound. You could just like see each other and type on Messenger.
Was it kind of like Omegle?
No, it was this was just for one-on-one. But it you had to have an email though. It wasn't to you had to be logged into your email account.
Was it Hotmail?
No, I want to know the name of the.
If anyone knows the name,
the name of it wasn't even an app. Like you
had to get on the internet to do this.
You had to get on your email. Excuse me. You had to get on the email so you could like basically Skype, but with whoever you wanted to talk to.
If anybody knows what he's talking about, please comment. Because I remember it too. I grew up in the generation where, when you think about it, I think I'm older than Google or older than YouTube. Something like that. So pretty much I grew up with the internet. He's only a couple years back. So in a sense, you also grew up with the internet and its advancements. Because literally, I still remember when the first touchscreen phone came out and my dad had it. And I was like shocked. Like, another thing too, okay. Now, I don't want to be too explicit, but to put things into perspective.
My first nude was at.
I could have it in my phone, you feel? But the one thing that I had to deal with with all this being, with all this stuff coming out, like internet wise, when I would watch porn, I'm gonna just say it. When I would watch porn, I had to deal with the lag. This was before. This was when we barely had 3G.
Oh yeah.
So you know how now we just deal with like the resolution and what we want to see it in, bro. I had to deal with the lag. How did you have to deal with it?
Bro, I had to deal with the dial-up. It was still like if you got a call, like if you were watching something and they called your house number, whatever you were watching, whatever you were doing on the internet, it would crash.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
what the hell?
You better, and like I still have the first computer that my dad bought. Like I use it for printing stuff and shit. But yeah, on that computer, forget about watching videos. Like a picture took like a day to download.
That is true with the speeds that day.
And that's when I'm telling you. That's when I around that time is when I made. That's why I still have that live. Because that's what allowed me to talk to that one ex on the. I wanna know the name of the like where you. It's like Skype. It's just like Skype.
Was it through live?
Yeah, it was through live.
Let me see if I can find it. 1 second, but continue.
Yeah, but I have no idea what it's called. But yeah, it was hard times. It's not like today where you can just get on the phone and call someone and FaceTime. But now that you said that about the touchscreen, I still have one of the first touchscreen that I remember. That wasn't an iPhone. It was called LG Dare.
LG Dare?
Yeah, and I still have that phone. And it came with GPS too. How old was I by that time? 16, 17? So it was like not every phone had it yet, like the GPS. but that one for some reason came with it, bro. It solved my life
Story of my life.
because I'm not good with directions. So once I got that, I was going everywhere.
Yeah, I can't find it. I'll probably find it after we're done recording here. But if anybody knows the name,
I doubt it.
comment it.
You have to shit. You have to
Comment
be
it.
like you have
'Cause-
to be 30 and up to know this.
Nah, not even though, because I can still picture it. Like I know
But
kind of what you're talking
How
about.
old, how old were you when I was 15?
When you were 15. What year were you born?
91.
When you were 15, I was probably because I was born in 99.
So you were.
That's what we have. What? Let me pull out the calculator. I'm not really
like
good.
yeah, like the root.
The Rubes would have been good with the math right
the
now.
Rubes should be sitting right here right now. The Rubes, the math is not mathing.
You said you were 91.
Yeah.
We're 8 years apart. So if you were 15,
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out how many years apart.
I was 7.
You were 7.
I was 7 when you were 15. Not that far off, not
Yeah,
that much of a gap. But I still remember because like I still remember I had a tío.
Yeah,
and
but so like he would like somebody would. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, would somebody help you like, run all these programs on the computer and shit?
Yeah, so I had 2 tíos actually. Again, I can't name them because I want to keep it private for them. But the first tío, he was real kind of I guess tech savvy because he was the one that had the PlayStation,
Yeah.
the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360, bro. And then I had another one that was a DJ, and that's how I got introduced to LimeWire. No, this is not a sponsored ad before you guys think.
No,
Imagine LimeWire.
no, all these people should be glad they don't know what LimeWire is because that shit would give you
Viruses.
1,000 viruses a song.
Bro, literally, what song was popping back in the day? Back in the day, Find Your Love by Drake was popping back in my day. Not to sound too old or nothing, but I remember I had my first phone ever was a phone from T-Mobile. It was the one where if you flip it around and you go like this, it pops up and you have the little text.
The Sidekick?
Yes. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
But I would look up Drake Find Your Love and I would try downloading it. Bro, it took like 1 to 2 business days to fucking download to start. And then LimeWire was so hard too because I think that was before LimeWire. Actually, I capped. That was when the fucking phones first started getting internet. But for LimeWire, I don't know what song was. Probably the Cumbia Kings. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's probably what I was trying to get at LimeWire. And I remember my uncle telling me, "Hey, like, just be careful because some of these are not the one."
Yeah.
So I had to take a risk because one day, like, say you could be looking up a song you want, you click on it, you download it, and they had previews, no, before you downloaded it of what the song was.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of them had the preview of the actual song, and then you download it, and it's someone's fucking mixtape.
Yeah. or it'll be someone's song.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone that is probably starting out in the music, like trying to.
They're just trying to make it big.
Yeah, trying to get his name out there, and then they would squeeze it in with that title, and you were like, "This is not the fucking song I was downloading."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or you'll get the right song, but you'll have the DJ something.
Man, you know how many songs I had? Like, shit, and they still do that now on YouTube.
And then they'll have the little sound effects like the.
Yeah, but I hated that because you download all these songs and then you were trying to look good in school bumping, and then like your favorite part would come on and then DJ whatever, and you're like, fuck, man.
I guess now we don't really have to deal with that now because we know we got Spotify, we got Apple Music. Everything's easier for us now. I'm not gonna lie. Like when the older generation tells me you guys have it easy, I say yes, I do have it easy because literally I have everything at my fingertips.
Hell yeah.
Like this is I'm literally carrying around a computer, bro. I still remember when I went to school and they still had the old MacBook. Not the Mac. It's not a MacBook. The old Mac computers, the big ones.
Oh yeah.
Or I still remember when TVs were big too, like big, like they had girth. Not to be confused with no glizzy or nothing, but they had girth.
You should have seen when the first plasmas came out,
bro.
And they weren't smart or anything. They were just
they were heavy.
Lighter.
They were heavy.
Yeah, they were heavy, but they were just lighter, like a little lighter than the fat ass ones.
And then technology's going crazy when your own grandma's on Facebook Live now.
We're like, Grandma, get your ass out of there.
No, my grandma loves Facebook Live, but I love her. Te amo, abuela. Oh, no, my bad. I can't call you that. Perdóname. She doesn't like it. I don't know if your grandma don't like being called abuela, but mine don't.
No, mine doesn't like being called abuelita. She says that's you're making your grandma older, I guess. So she likes abuela better.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah, I'd be like, it's the same difference.
But I don't know. We got 2 minutes. If you guys are wondering, we're recording at one of my my friend works here, and we're recording here. Hopefully, with due time, I want to get a little studio set up. I already have some ideas on what I want to do with the background. I got to figure out lighting, because in here it looks pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. But get used to this set for now. We'll slowly work our way up little by little, with our stuff. Hopefully, I'll look into the Roopster, because like I said, he was supposed to be here for episode 1. But unfortunately, he couldn't make it. At first, I didn't think he was going to make it either, because he sounded like he wasn't going to come. So I was going to push it back.
So I was like, I didn't want to miss it. I was just like, I did everything in my power yesterday, like medicine, Vicks.
Sana colita de rana.
If Vicks wants to be a sponsor, because bro,
I use that for everything.
Bro,
hang on, hold you.
That shit ain't no joke. Like, I don't care how old you are, or if you're like, nah, that shit, it's a placebo. It's not a placebo.
Or if you're Malichi towns that say, bro, y'all think that it works on everything? Yes,
it does.
It does work on everything,
bro.
I swear to God.
Last night, I had the shivers bad, right? I put that. Like we were saying last time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same if your mom doesn't do it for you in the chest.
Oh, no, it's not.
Because it just hits different.
It does
when they rub Vicks on your chest. But I put it on the chest, like the neck, the feet, the nose, my head,
anywhere.
And that's I like to think that that's what has me here right now.
It does.
Aside from the medicine, which I was like, I don't know if I should be mixing
medicine, but anything to make us feel better, But like I said, get used to seeing us. We're really cool people, man. We're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
We're trying to make something of ourselves. I don't know. For now, we're just doing it for fun.
And it's because we got all these stories, like we said, from all the people we hang out with every day at work, like what we do. So it's just you'll keep hearing more and more stories that we gotta share, because I feel like when we share them at work, we unlock other people's like, oh, I did that, or So it's fun, because I know I have some friends that are gonna either watch this or listen to this,
however you prefer,
and they're gonna be like, hey, add me or tell this one story and stuff.
It's gonna be cool. This first episode was just trying to get, I guess, a feel for it. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of awkward in the beginning, because I was kind of like, oh, like there's a camera, there's a microphone, like. But I guess towards the end, I kind of got a little loose, and like we'll get better. Like we'll come up with topics and whatnot. This was just getting like our thoughts out, and like just trying to give you guys a kind of like a brighter light, of who we are. I mean, like in the words of our homie at the job, we're some cool lovatos, like we don't hurt nobody,
We ain't got no ass in our casa.
¿Qué pasa? That's another saying. We got a lot of crazy sayings, but this concludes episode 1. Thank you, guys. Have a marvelous day. This was the setup, guys.